Like its predecessors, the Game Boy Advance seemed to have been something of a refuge for those developers who cut their teeth in the 8 and 16-bit eras, but either couldn't or didn't want to work on the bigger budget titles as the 32-bit era and then beyond marched on towards us, and what we refer to as AAA games became the mainstream norm. I've seen and heard numerous times it was a comfort and refreshing to once again work within sometimes quite profound limitations and needing to squeeze every last drop out of hardware. The stars of this QuickBytes may have been such games for Manfred Linzer, a member of the German Amiga Demoscene group Abyss and known by the handle Pink. Manfred began work on a shooter for Commodore's Wonder Computer in 1996. He would go on to enjoy a long commercial career in music composition after founding Shinen, Japanese for Abyss, in 1999, but he's here on Nintendo's handhelds as the 21st century got underway that he would realise his years-long dream. Iridion 3D is a launch year title for the Game Boy Advance and a tunnel shooter of the kind that might be familiar to Stardust and Sewer Shark fans. Indeed, it does utilise streaming for its backgrounds, but not of the FMV variety, but of looped 2D textures stretched and warped, an intensive process for the GBA. Let us not forget that the Game Boy Advance had no dedicated sound chip and needed dedicated CPU cycles to process sound and music, giving the GBA sound its characteristic crunchiness. Iridion 3D was both a critical and a commercial success, with Majesco's Vice President of Handhelds, Gary Kitchen, yes, that Gary Kitchen, praising Shinen for pushing the Game Boy Advance to its absolute limits. The utilisation of streaming textures is an impressive feature, especially for the Game Boy Advance, and along with its Turrican-esque music, which tipped me off to begin with that this might have Amiga roots, does allow Iridion 3D to stand out. Its memorable music was only made possible by implementing the GAX sound engine, which allows for real-time decoding of extremely small-sized song data. It's not all roses, however. The perspective and size of your ship does make it difficult sometimes to track shots and avoid those coming towards you, something that was criticised in reviews, and does present a learning curve. On balance, however, Iridion is a triumph in achieving what it set out to do. And so, with both critical and commercial success under their belts, 2 years later, before we get into the nitty gritty of Iridion 2, I just wanted to highlight this cool little feature on the title screen. You're able to play around with the theme in a way that I feel is a little nod to Shinnen's tracker music and Demoscene roots, adjusting bass, drums. It's a simple little silly thing, but I really like it. Iridion 2 shakes things up quite a bit. Gone is the rear perspective in favour of a tilted top-down perspective familiar to shmup fans. The looped stream backgrounds are still present and utilised, but now as a greater variety of weapon systems and drones that will be very familiar to those who played similar shmups. These changes are for the better, however, as it eliminates much of what was criticised about Iridion 3D. I wasn't able to dig up much in the way of development trivia and snippets for Iridion 2 as I was with 3D. Unfortunately, this second instalment is eye-wateringly expensive to pick up in physical form, but fear not, there is a legitimate way of purchasing and playing them. Both Iridion 3D and 2 have been released on Steam by Majesco and Shinnen and can be picked up for a little over £1 in the current sale. Well worth it. Manfred and Shinnen continue to produce music for games, moving on in recent years from a near exclusive focus on handhelds to the Switch, PS4 and PS5. It's always lovely to see those that began their careers in the 16-bit era to have found success as time and technology marches on, their expertise and passion still valued. And the Iridion 3D and 2 are lovely shooters and deserve to be valued too, and I recommend that you seek out and play them.